This is me, Stephen Lee, your humble, gracious guide on another transmission of the Black Wall Podcast. I appreciate you guys for joining us and allowing me to share my chronicles as a buy and hold investor in my attempt to build, bolster, and push forward the bricks needed in order to build the Black Wall. I want to encourage everyone in the beginning of this transmission to go on over. Excuse me, I gotta get comfortable on this pearl couch. You know, we're back in Cinema Studios, y'all. And I want to encourage everybody to go on over to Patreon and become an official supporter and help us ensure and lock in this independent, objective, real, and raw media outlet for the black and brown investor. I think it's extremely important. You think it's just extremely important. So let's make sure that we secure that transmission for generations to come. Now, today, we're going to be talking about some... Oh, wait, hold up. Y'all see my shirt? Because I realize I'm going to have to slow drip this to y'all. So today's episode, as always, is brought to you by Saucier. Have you ordered your damn Saucier yet? If not, your cupboards are lacking. Your food is not as bussin' as it could be. It's available on Shopify. Right now, you have no excuse. Saucier. Link is in the description. Also, you know, because when I say these things, I realize that you guys, sometime living out in TV and podcast land, are so used to the cap that I got to slow it down to bring it home. So also today's episode is also being brought to you by my man Rush. As you can see on the shirt, Rush Adventure. It's an amazing, fun, all-age, fun playing app on Google Play Store. And it's just kind of addictive, I'm going to be honest with you. So I want to give you guys the visual. This is our boy Rush. It's the main character of the game. Also got a fun tumbler. Got my macchiato in this bad boy. And so I want to just bring it to you guys in more of a step-by-step visual of the different IP and brands that we own and are involved with. So you guys can have brand identification when you see these things out and about, and you can understand what and who is behind it. So once again, Rush Adventure, Google Play Store. We're actually getting it together to be updated and released on the iOS store. So please be patient with us on that. We've been learning some things about that, but that's a whole nother podcast for our technology section. But today's podcast is about the dirty word and the part about real estate that everyone kind of cautions to, or it kind of gives the reason why they don't want to do it. Evictions. Unfortunately, it's part of the game. It's part of anytime you're going to be making money or collecting money or giving people debt, regardless how short or long term it is, you're going to have people that don't pay. And with that, there's a process to collecting your money. And as you guys know, this pod is for people ground up, soil up. And a lot of times we don't necessarily know the quote unquote right way to do it or the legal way to do it. And we get kind of caught up in handling it the only way we know how. And even when we're right, we can kind of be made to be wrong. So I wanted to talk about evictions because it's a very touchy and actually illegal matter. So first of all, everybody's eviction process is going to be different depending on the state that you're listening to this in. If you're in America, and for our international listeners, I have no fucking clue what eviction is like overseas. I'm just being honest with you. I just don't know. So if you guys want to tap in and kind of let us know what eviction's like in your country, feel free, email us, blkwallpodcast@gmail.com, or hit me up on Instagram, blk_podcast. and just let me know what an eviction process is like in your country. But that's neither here nor there. Here in America, every state is different. So first of all, it's not legal advice. You know that's not what this podcast is about. I encourage you to go find whatever the letter of the law is in your county, town, state, whatever, however it works. Figure that out. I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm just telling you my experience and the general overview of what it takes to get your mental ready as the landlord to evict somebody. What are the signs going into the eviction, and how do you kind of, I guess, beat them to the punch, if you will? Okay. So now we got that legal malarkey jargon out the way. Shout out to my lawyer, Amina. So whatever. Now, the whole thing about eviction is that it's like a storm that you see coming, right? Very rarely, in my experience, does an eviction just happen out of the blue, right? This person's been paying their rent on time, no issues for 10 months, and now month 11, you can't get a hold of them. They just signed a new lease, and now you're kind of in that space. That very rarely ever happens, right? Usually how it happens is you knew in the back of your mind, month, call it 3, shit started getting a little sketchy. They were $50 late, or short. Then they were a week late. Then they were good for 2 months. But it's the roller coaster. The money's never smooth when you're collecting it from this unit or from this house.